Welcome back, McFly subscribers. Today we're tying the Wally Wing Mayfly. This uses a technique that creates some of the cleanest, most elegant Mayfly wings out there. And this is going to be the first fly in a new Mayfly series for this month. I've got a few unique patterns lined up, some you may have seen, and some you probably haven't. This is McFly Angler.
And it starts now.
Alright, let's get started. Place your hook securely in the vise. For a hook, I'm using Risen's Barbless Dry Fly 100 in size 12. This is a standard length dry fly hook with a down eye. For thread, I'm using Viva's 10-aught in brown. It's a thin, flat thread, which is important for this fly, and is very strong for its diameter. And I pretty much use Vivas threads exclusively, because I think that they're the best out there. And I was able to get you guys a discount, and even a free bobbin holder like this one. More on that later, link is below. Start your thread about an eye length back from the hook eye, and snip or snap off the waist. Then bring your thread down to about halfway down the hook shank, and back up to roughly the 1/3 mark. This will put us right where we need to be for the wings. Before we get into the wings though, let's prep the quill for the body. You'll need a dry fly cape like this. And we're going to use one of the larger feathers from the back. Strip off all the fiber, so you're left with just the quill. And now it's very important to soak this quill in water for 5 to 10 minutes before tying in. That keeps it from splitting on you, and that's why we're doing it now. Now for the wings. We'll use a mallard flank feather, a natural color here, but dyed works as well. You may need to go through a few feathers to find the right one. If it's bent like this, it's no good. And you want something with longer fibers like this. Short fiber ones won't work well unless you're tying much smaller flies. Grab the tip and stroke the fibers back. Let it rest in your fingers with the natural curve angling upward towards you. And then tie this in on top of the hook where we left our thread, but angle it slightly towards you because the thread will rotate it into position. Ultimately, we want it sitting right on top like this. Make a couple tight wraps to lock it in, then pull the feather upward and make a few wraps right under it to prop it up. Trim the waist and clean up that area, and then make a few even wraps down into the bend slightly, and then back up to the start of the hook bend. Now we're going to split the feather to form those wings. Separate 2 fibers from the top, and carefully pull them down. As you do, they'll bring a bit of the stem with them, which helps hold the wing together. Okay, let's keep pulling until it separates cleanly, and then repeat on the other side. You'll be left with the bare stem in the middle, so go ahead and trim that off. Now we've got our wings formed, but let's remove those extra pieces of feather sticking off the tip of the wings. For the tail, I'm using CDL from a whiting tailing pack. The fibers are long, stiff, and have great modeling. Grab 3 fibers, align the tips, and pull them free. Tie them in on top of the hook, about a hook shank length long, and make sure that they're centered. If not, adjust them. Trim the butts so they end right at the base of the wing, then use your thumbnail, or a bodkin if needed, to split them slightly. And that's the look we're after. Now wrap your thread forward with smooth, even wraps to just behind the wings. And notice that the thread is flat, and this helps create a smoother body. Now let's position the wings. Pull them up and slightly back so that they come together like this. When we wrap in front, it will roll them inward into position. You may need to wrap slightly behind them as well, pinching as you go to get them just right. Then bring your thread back down to the base of the tail. If your thread is corded up, spin your bobbin counterclockwise to flatten it again. Now grab your soaked quill. You can use other materials here, but I like quills for how clean and elegant they look. Trim off a bit from the tip, and then tie it in along the side at the base of the tail. Then pull it back so the tip sits right up against the wing base. Then wrap forward with smooth, touching turns, keeping the tag aligned along the side. To build a slight taper, wrap halfway back down, and then forward again, and flatten your thread if needed. And after a couple passes, you should have a taper you're happy with. Now wrap the quill forward with tight, touching turns. And when you reach your thread, capture it and trim the excess. Make a few wraps over the tag. Now for some UV resin. I like using Solarez Ultra Thin. It penetrates into the quill wraps really well. Brush a light coat, making sure to hit the base of the tail as well. And this will really bring out the segmentation and add durability. And that built-in brush makes it really easy to apply. Hit it with your UV light and it cures instantly. And it'll hold everything including the tail fibers into place. For hackle, I'm using a whiting rooster saddle. I'm looking for something slightly undersized. This one's about a size 14, which is perfect. You can tie it in as is, but stripping one side helps lay it flatter and cleaner. Also strip a few fibers at the base for a better tie-in. Alright, let's tie it in at the front of the abdomen, and I like to make an X-wrap so it's perpendicular to the hook shank. And then wrap the tag up all the way to the eye. Then bring your thread back down. Grab a single strand of peacock herl and trim off the fragile tip. Tie it in and bring your thread up near the eye. Wrap the herl forward, making a couple turns behind the hackle, and then forward with touching wraps. Capture it and break off the excess. Now wrap your hackle. Now since we stripped one side, you'll want a few extra turns. I did 5 behind and 4 in front. Trim it, clean up the head, and whip finish. If a wing isn't sitting quite right, you can add a small amount of that bone-dry UV resin at the base, adjust it into position, and then cure it. And it'll help hold everything where you want it. Then finish off with a coating on the head, and there we have it, the finished Wally Wing Mayfly. These wings really do make for a beautiful fly. They might look tricky at first, but once you get a few under your belt, they're not bad at all. Every now and then a split won't work out, but that's why we started with the wings. You just grab another feather and try again. Once it clicks, you'll be tying these just as fast as any other dry fly. Try it with other body materials like turkey biots, dubbing, or peccary, and once you figure out the Wally wings, you can make some really great looking mayflies. Now as far as how they fish, they don't cast great. You might get a bit of twist, especially on longer casts with higher line speed, but with a slower rod and normal fishing distances, say within 30 yards, they're just fine. And if a trout will eat an Adams, it's gonna eat this. So give it a try. I think you'll be surprised how approachable it really is, and how good they look when finished. Now we're just getting started with this Mayfly series, and this box is going to fill up quick. Next week I'll be tying the Quill Gordon. It also uses mallard for the wing, but in a different way. And it might be a bit easier to tie, and it definitely won't get the line twists on further casts. So make sure you're subscribed and click that bell notification so you don't miss this one. By the way, those fly boxes you saw earlier, I do sell them. They're magnetic backed with open compartments, which makes them perfect for small nymphs and dry flies. The magnets are strong enough that you can turn the box upside down and even give it a shake, and everything stays put. So you're not losing flies every time you bump the box or drop it, which is great for me because I'm pretty clumsy. Now I've got them available on my Amazon storefront with free shipping. If you want to check them out, link is below. As promised, here's that Vivas deal. Their VIP program is $99, and that gets you 10% off of everything. Also a $120 gift card and a free shirt. And if you use my link below, they'll even throw in a free bobbin holder as well. Or if you don't want the VIP, you can still get 10% off just by using that link. Also check out my sponsor Risen Fly. They made the hooks I use today, but also make some awesome fly rods and other gear at amazing prices. They're offering you all 15% off your first order. Just use that code McFly at checkout to get the discount. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. If you liked it, click that like button and share it with all your fishing buddies. I will see you on the next video. Now you go catch some fish.